TomTom for the iPhone is finally out. Is it worth the hefty $100 price tag? Keep watching and find out. This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by Netflix. Howdy, I'm Patrick Norton. Welcome to App Judgment Revision 3's mobile phone app review show. There are a ton of iPhone navigation products. AT&T's Navigator is $10 a month. Gakovo GPS Navigator is $10 a month for 30 days. Navigon's Mobile Navigator is $90. But two other apps have gotten the biggest rise from the App Judgment audience. TomTom for the iPhone, $100, and Roadie, $2. We'll talk about Roadie in another episode of App Judgment. For now, let's just say it's a fun experiment with the OpenStreetMap user-built mapping system, but it is not the most reliable navigation tool. That brings us to TomTom for the iPhone, which is a massive 1.25 gigabyte download. Do it before you leave on a trip. Unlike Navigon's Mobile Navigator, TomTom for iPhone launches quickly in less than 10 seconds. You can pick addresses, favorites, points of interest, or navigate to a point on the map. The usual TomTom route planning options are there: fastest, shortest, walking routes, all that good stuff. And you can switch between 3D and 2D maps along with day and night road versions. The app supports TomTom's IQ routes. This is good. It uses the experiences of other TomTom drivers who submit their trip data to TomTom to determine the fastest route to take. For example, 101, one of our local highways, turns into a giant parking lot in the afternoons. In theory, IQ routes should know to route you somewhere other than Route 101 to get you home in less than 24 hours. You will want to fire up your iTunes playlist before you launch TomTom. One of the challenges of turn-by-turn navigation on the iPhone for any application is the lack of background processing. The iPhone does one thing at a time. You take a call, the Nav app is going to shut down. When you restart it, it has to recalculate its position when you restart. Take a long phone call or forget to hit the main button and relaunch TomTom, and you could miss a turn. It does gracefully move between phone calls or to another app. Just remember, when you take a call, quickly hit home and relaunch the TomTom application and navigation will resume quickly. It does work in portrait or landscape mode and uses basic iPhone conventions for screen navigation, at least when you're browsing the map. Once you start a route, you will not be able to browse around the map screen. The iPhone's internal speaker, well, it's pathetic compared to a dedicated GPS speaker.
After 400 yards, bear left.
Or running it through your car stereo. That's not TomTom's fault, but the lack of text-to-speech was a major bummer. I want to hear "take a right on 3rd Street" instead of "take a right in 200 yards." I mean, given the $100 price of the application, there's no real-time traffic data, no ability to do a Google local search or local fuel prices, there's no active lane guidance. Turn-by-turn navigation, though, was solid and more effective than the Google Maps, and there are about 6 million points of interest, so it is easy to find the nearest In-N-Out burger. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the TomTom car kit. Not available for testing, nor is the final price known yet. TomTom says the car mount will include a dedicated GPS receiver that's considerably more sensitive than the one built into the iPhone, along with a built-in speaker and an 1/8-inch audio jack connected to your stereo. Now, when we come back, we'll talk pros and cons.
Hey everyone, Eileen here, back with the hot app of the day. Now for those of us in the US, football is back, and just in time to feed your love of the game, Madden NFL 10 is out for the iPhone. Now I'm going to admit that I don't know much about the game, but this is pretty fun. Now just days after its release, it's already one of the leading apps in the iTunes store. Over 500 ratings in the store, and it's sitting pretty at 4.5 stars. Pricing for Madden 10, $9.99. Now how about you Android users? Well, several new announcements came through last week, the first being a new Facebook app, and the second, Pandora. Both are free in the Android marketplace, and so far our app judger Ron gives them a thumbs up. The hot app of the day is sponsored by Netflix. With Netflix, you can rent over 90,000 titles online, including lots of Blu-ray titles, with free shipping both ways to your home. Plans start at $4.99, and as a new member, you can get a no-risk 2-week free trial membership. Check it out at www.netflix.com/AJ. Now remember to type that www when using this code. Now back to Patrick and his judgment on the TomTom app.
Pros: solid turn-by-turn navigation, the kind you don't have in the iPhone. It works even if you're out of range of cell service because all of the maps are already stored on the phone. It feels like an iPhone app, but it's still familiar to TomTom users. It's a nice blend between the two. Quick startup, works in portrait and landscape mode, integrates your contacts, and does a speedy recalculation if you go off path. Cons: it's expensive. $100 can buy you a dedicated GPS device. There is no text-to-speech, so you're getting the whole turn in 400 yards instead of turn on the name of the street. There's no real-time traffic option, and it's slow compared to dedicated GPS, though it might be faster on the newer 3GS iPhones. There's no integrated web search for points of interest or real-time traffic data, and it currently will not run on older iPhones or the iPod Touch, although TomTom expects support for those devices soon. TomTom for iPhone does a very good job with navigation, but for the $100 price tag, it is a tough application to give a download recommendation to. Download only if you're desperate to get turn-by-turn nav on your phone, or maybe you want to save money over the $10 a month fee AT&T is charging, because remember, AT&T is going to get you for $120 a year for the life of your iPhone. If you already own a dedicated GPS device, I say don't download. Look, TomTom for iPhone does a pretty good job, but it's very expensive for what you get. Think I'm full of it? Send us some feedback. Email appjudgment@revision3.com, and be sure to check out more application reviews at revision3.com/appjudgment. I'm Patrick Norton. We'll see you next time on AppJudgment. Pros: solid turn-by-turn.
You have reached your destination.